Welcome back to the Mastering Runeterra podcast with Jay and Bay, the number one source for competitive Legends of Runeterra news and information. If you're looking for the best decks to play right now, be sure to check us out on Twitter at Master Runeterra or in our Discord. And if you want to take the next step in leveling up your game, check out our Runeterra team on Patreon, where we do weekly learning calls and one-on-one coaching. Now strap in and grab yourself some Poro snacks, because we are about to start Mastering Runeterra.
Welcome back to the Master Runeterra podcast with Jay and Bay. We got a very exciting show for you today. We have all kinds of stuff to talk about. We go over seasonals, we go over worlds, we go over new cards, new meta, busted things, Majiin playing seasonals off of his phone again. TwitchCon again. Dude, the season's been so nuts for you. Before we jump into everything, though, we have to thank everyone, all of our subscribers, all of our patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. If you're not currently a subscriber, go ahead, go subscribe. Also, click the subscribe button on YouTube. We don't really ask people to do that too often. That would help us out. You know, take 2 seconds out of your day, click the button, like, just be a bro, you know, or a sister.
Do it.
You know, just help us out. Just do it right now. Right now. If you haven't done, just do it. Click it. Click it now. Click it. Okay, fine.
How many subscribers do we have on Master Runeterra?
Like 3,000 and a bit.
That's pretty good. It should be more.
That's right. So click it. Yeah, we really fucking beat this horse to death. Okay. So let's see. First up, seasonals. I'll go first because we got more to talk about with you. I just did not give any F's about the seasonals for some reason. I think maybe because I hate it whenever a deck is around for too long. And like Nami was just the thing, and like I don't know, I wasn't that excited. There wasn't like a lot to break, you know, or come up with. Akshan Lee was still a thing. It's just like a lot less fun. That and also if a seasonals is just seasonals, I honestly don't care about that much. Which I maybe should more, because it's honestly, we're getting to the point now where it's like not quite as hard. It used to seem like this insurmountable thing to come in first. It is very hard. Don't get me wrong. It's 1,000 people. It's quite difficult. But to top cut and make, you know, top 8 or whatever, you play the best decks. You play them well. Guess what? You might have very good results.
Are you just trying to downplay my accomplishment? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, basically you're dirt currently. Gregor the Grey, shout out our community manager / tournament organizer. Ran Majiin's lineup, as did some ridiculous percentage of seasonals. Went 8-1%. It's so hard to go 8-1. Hats off to him. Super props. Made his first top cut. And so yeah, I don't know. It just, like, if the only prize is trying to go first to get 10,000.
Well, this one would qualify you for Worlds.
Yeah, so I was basically locked. I was more or less locked coming into the seasonals.
You needed to not shit the bed.
I needed to go like 5-4 with none of my wins coming from the losses, kind of thing. I needed like 10 game wins basically to lock it in.
That's really hard not to get.
Right?
You could lose every round and almost get 10 game wins.
Exactly. Yeah, you could go 1-2 and you would still have 9 points. So I was pretty much a lock for Worlds. So, you know, it went back to being kind of just like for the money. That's how I saw it, at least going in. And I will say that once I got into seasonals, I was like, this is so much fun. I love this.
It is fun. Competing rocks. Yeah.
Competing on a high level is just so much fun. Putting in like tens or hundreds of hours, though, to try to win exactly first in a 1,000-person tournament is like, well, like not where it's at. So that was my thinking going into it. Looking back though, like I went 6-3, like phoning it in super hard, not really trying at all, not prepping. You know, I did a little bit. I'll be real. I did a bit. I didn't do zero. And like people like, I don't know, Compass Mine kind of rolled off the couch and just was like, you know what, I'll pick up these good decks and crush them fools and top cut again. And it's nice. It's nice top cutting. It's nice playing on Sunday. I did have a lot of fun though, watching our team yourself included, try to make a run for it on Sunday. It was actually like a lot of fun.
We really put crazy numbers into the top 32, didn't we?
We always do. We have for a while now. Yeah, we put like 6 or 7 plus into each one, and there's only like, I don't know, maybe 14 of us or something if you include the squad. And so, yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel great going into it. Did qualify for Worlds though, so super fucking happy about that, because last year I was like literally a game or 1 or 2 game wins away, and like a million things I could have just done a little bit better, kept a little bit tighter, not timed out of the clock, actually climbed the ladder, like a million different things. And so my goal this year coming in was to qualify for Worlds. I definitely don't want to stop here. I want to just like make the top 64 and then just be like, that's cool. I got like an icon and a card back, because that's what you get for top 64, which also Riot. Come on. Qualified for World. You know how fucking hard it is to be the top 64 in all the like your entire region. On your entire server. Thousands of people that have played in seasonals. They're like, here is a nice, not even particularly nice card back.
I like the card back.
Really like.
I do. I think it stands out by being more simplistic. I really like it. I also really enjoy minimalism. Like, I think the fist bump card back is like my favorite. It's very simple.
You think if anyone that didn't know that was like the world's card back will look at that and be like, wow, that is special and unique. When people see the fist bump card back, they're like, what the frick is that? What is that?
Yeah.
What is that? Because it's so unique.
I don't think there's any other card back in the game like that, though.
Exactly. And that's what the Worlds one should be like. Put Worlds on it in letters.
You should just say Worlds 2022 or something.
Yes. Yeah. How hard is that? Or make it all gold or something stupid. Make it a gold fist bump. There's I could literally just sit here and rattle off a million things you could have done better. Anyway,
I still like
it. It's fine. I'll let it go. Next year, if you want to perhaps build on this, because at least we're getting unique items now, which wasn't a thing. It was a thing for Worlds, but
Seasonals
wasn't a thing
too,
for Seasonals.
But it was the same one. Yeah.
Yeah, so build on it. Make them better and more unique, and make them not suck. So, where was I? Qualified for Worlds, awesome. Yeah. Seasonals, derp. Okay, over to you. Your seasonals, much more interesting.
Yeah, so I'm sick, so you're gonna have to deal with that. I was at TwitchCon a weekend in San Diego, and I had decided to stream it because I hadn't been streaming a seasonals for a long time. It'd been like 3 seasonals. I streamed one, but I was like casting, so it didn't really matter. I missed the seasonals, and then I was in France, and I played only on my phone. So I decided to stream this one. I brought Nami, TF, Akshan Lee, Fior Pantheon, which I think is the best open rounds lineup. I feel like I have a knack for that. I feel like I have a really good knack for finding what just like the 3 most powerful things in a vacuum are.
Yeah.
Because every single seasonals, I look at my open rounds lineup, and like, I almost never afterwards go, I should have played something else. Every single time I'm like, I played the best thing in the room. Like, my decks were better than everybody else's, and I beat people. And so I think I found it again. Although some people put me on, some of the squad guys actually, like M-Tux, Monty, and all them, put me on banning Akshan Lee in the full mirror match instead of Nami TF. They put that little idea in my head. And at first I was like, no. But then when I like really thought about it, it made a lot of sense, because it's about getting Fior Pantheon through. And Fior Pantheon's like actually maybe 50-50, maybe slightly favored into not the strongest Nami players. If they're on Twisted Fate.
Felt pretty good a lot of times. So you just snowball the crap out of them sometimes.
Snowball hard. And Fiora's like a real threat. Like, I won like half my games against it with Fiora. And so I was doing that, and then like, I think Akshan Lee is like just fucking insane. I think that deck's so good. And when you take like Nami out of the equation, that deck just gets so much better. So I was pretty happy to ban Akshan Lee in the full mirror matches, which I saw like a disproportionate amount of the time.
Yeah.
I think it was like 4 or 5 rounds of the 9, like a lot. But I did, I did have the X2 tiebreakers. I was playing alone in my Airbnb while everyone was at TwitchCon, and I went 7-1 and then left.
Yeah, that was so
with,
funny. I'm not even gonna play the last round.
with the 1 round left, I won, and I was like, "All right, listen, I ain't gonna play this shit. I'm gonna go see Megan Thee Stallion with my homies. Bye, everybody." And then I left. Fortunately, that means I top 32. Unfortunately, that meant I had to play seasonals the next day. Now,
Yeah,
TwitchCon's
so
only Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
why did you play on your phone? Because you didn't want to miss stuff at TwitchCon?
Yeah, I wanted to go. And, like, I'm not
Oh,
walking distance from TwitchCon. I'd have to Uber.
okay.
And, like, stuff stopped at, like, 5. Seasonal started at, like, 12:30 or something. So,
Oh, I see.
yeah. So it was miss a whole day of TwitchCon again, the last day of TwitchCon, or just go and play on my phone and not stream it. And I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I told you this. I didn't expect to do well in top 32. I would have bet like an insane amount of money that I would top 32, and then I would have also bet an insane amount of money that I would not win top 32. I didn't put
Yeah.
the time in for it. I knew I was going to be busy at TwitchCon, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to put another 40 hours into like learning what I need to learn to have like a flexible enough bag of tricks and decks and stuff for top 32, because it is different. Running it back is usually just like not the move. The meta changes, it's different, right? Like I knew anti-Ionia was going to be everywhere, and I just decided to try to dodge it. It ended up winning the event. And so, yeah, like that deck I played, people were like, "Oh, damn, bro, this deck Majiin played, that's some sick sauce." It's just the barkeep karma deck that I stole from like Kever and Jason and What Am I? Like, I didn't play this deck. I was just like, the morning of or whatever, I was like, "What are you guys playing?" And they're like, "We're playing this karma deck." And I was like, "All right, cool." I just imported the deck and
Bet.
put it in. I was like, "Yup." I didn't even know it was in the deck. So like halfway through one of my games, I like exit out of Runeterra, open up like Discord, look at the list they sent me to see what was in my deck.
Oh my god. Looking
I just
back, do
knew
you wish you would just ran back the same lineup?
no, I knew Fiora Pantheon was going to be a glaring weakness. Fiora Pantheon struggles against players who like really know what they're doing. And I knew in the open rounds the chance of me finding people who are like not just like really know what they're doing, but enough of them that it would make it not the absolute crusher that it has been for me is pretty low. And then the anti-Ionia strategies happen to also be very strong into Fiora Pantheon. Things like Anti-Jin, Katarina, Yasuo. And I expected to see them
Yeah.
out in like full force. So I just didn't want to play it. I was like, okay, I'll play what I deem to be like a bit better into the other stuff that I expect to see, and just hope to dodge like the full Triple Ionia. I also think like Victor Karma is just like a really good deck, and I like to play it. And I was like, whatever, fuck
It's
it,
fun.
I'm playing on my phone. So I'm in TwitchCon, trying to like play seasonals on my phone with like 1 to 2 bars of service. So I'm
So
literally
crazy.
running around TwitchCon floor the whole time, trying to find service to play top 32 of seasonals.
Was it even
And
worth it though? Did you even get to enjoy any of TwitchCon after like, playing your matches and trying to find service and like walking
not
around?
really, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to hang out with everybody. There's a really cool picture of me like sitting there, like playing with like my thinking face on,
I saw
and
that.
everyone kind of like crowding around watching. And like that was really fun. I just wanted to hang out with everybody more
Yeah.
than the actual TwitchCon. Like convention, that was my first convention I've ever been to. And I found that it's cool and everything, but I care way more about like spending time with the people I want to hang out with than I do any of the things that actually happens at a convention. So I
Totally.
don't regret spending the time with everybody else. And I would have felt really stupid if I just like boot up the stream, lose round 1, done. Um, I did end up playing its Kever in the round of 16, which was basically a full mirror match, a couple cards different here and there, and like our Akshan Lees and stuff. And yeah, we had a good match.
It was
It
a
was really
wild
fun.
match.
It was,
really
yeah.
fun
There
to
was a
watch. Loved it.
really, really interesting spot at the end, in game 3, where like I had a spot where I could have filled the stack to prevent the mystic shot that I expected Kever to have, but I was worried because I had like, so the stack was something like this. It was like attack for lethal. We both have karma, flipped karma.
Yeah, both Karma
I have,
stuff.
yeah, I have spell shield on my Victor. Kever Homecomings is like aloof travelers or whatever, and my Victor. I Victor spell, which I saved specifically for this reason. I cast it like a couple turns ago, specifically so I could get the next one. That way, if there's a homecoming fight, I can win it. And it came back, and so I shot it at the aloof travelers, and then he like hexite. So he went like homecoming hexite crystal to like pop spell shield, then bounce or something like that, and that would put me at 2. And because of like a stutter he made, like a turn ago, I knew he had. We're not new. I was like 90% sure he had Mystic Shot because he just like, I don't even know how to describe it. There was just a moment where he like almost did something, and I was like, oh, it's Mystic Shot. You know what I mean? And you just like know.
It's like, what else
so,
would
like,
you be thinking about here with 2 mana?
Yeah, it's like it's literally only Mystic Shot. So I put him on Mystic Shot, which was correct. And so after that, my shot, because it's homecoming hexite crystal,
Everything's doubled.
Victor spot, Victor shot, 3 more spells to fill the stack. With Karma, that's only actually 2 spells, right? Because I think stack fills at 9.
Yeah.
But the problem is I have like Sputtering Song Spinner in my hand, and I have Time Trick, and I have Karma spell, right? I could get access to like a shitload of spells. What I'm worried about is if I needlessly fill the stack, Kever, if he has a Twin Disciplines, can pump Aloof Travelers out of range of my Victor spell, and then I'm going to lose the game. Because I can't cast a fast spell.
Interesting.
So I purposefully didn't fill the stack to prevent it. Now, I did misorder because I knew I was going to need to look for Tailstones, Ionian Tailstones, right? Because I expected the Mystic Shot. So what I should have done is Time Tricked for Ionian Tailstones first. And then if I don't find it, I can go Time Trick, look for Ionian Tailstones, miss. Karma Spell, look for something that gains me life or interrupts Mystic Shot some way, somehow. Miss? Okay, fill the stack. That's what I should have done, right? But I didn't. It ended up working out for me anyway. But like I was playing around. I think there was like 1 copy of Twin Disciplines left or something. And
yeah, because you ended up predicting into.
I found the Tailstones. It was incredibly likely I was going to find one, right?
Yeah.
Not certain, but it was like I get to see like so many cards because I have Time Trick. Each Time Trick's 4 cards. So you get to see. I can hit another Time Trick. I can hit Deep Med. I have Karma Spell. That lets me see a bunch more stuff. Right? I have mana. Like so, it's incredibly likely I find something. But still, I pissed off a little bit of a, I guess like percentage points there. But yeah, super fun game.
Yeah, I mean it's absolutely like I don't know. Any of us that like Ionia and that like spell heavy decks and like things like Karma or Ezreal decks or Twisted Fate decks, like games like this where it's just like you have a million different options and like resources and you're throwing them back and forth at each other and watching 2 people that are like super high level like dance around things only to like finally like have to fucking meet in the middle is like to me what makes the game so fucking awesome. It was like such a joy to watch that. I was like, Majiin's got this game. It's locked up. Oh shit. Nope. Now Kever has enough damage. He can go back. Oh, now Majiin like finds the like the heal spell and goes back again. And like it's I don't know. It's like I found it super exciting. I think a lot of people did.
It's fun. It is funny because like if I jump in halfway as a spectator, I don't do very well picking the correct decision. But if I'm playing the game, I like have I don't know. I have a very, very good understanding of what's going on and what can happen and what needs to happen. And like these kind of like spell heavy stacks, I've always been that way. And like Magic too. Like if I'm watching someone else play, I can give them really good like micro advice, but usually not very good like macro advice. When it comes to like, okay, you can't cast anything here because in 2 turns you need to play around this, and then it'd be 1 mana short. You know what I mean? But like in the game, in my own game, when you build up to it from start to finish, I'm able to do that really well. At least I like to think so.
It's really interesting. Magnus Carlsen says the same sort of thing. So like he says he's really bad at doing any of those chess puzzles where they're just like, here's a board, figure it out.
Yeah.
He's like, I can never do them. I can't figure them out. Like I'm always bad at them. But he's like, if he plays the game from start to finish, then like, he has an idea in his head of what he's trying to do. And like, he kind of figures out what his opponent's trying to do and like tries to like fight against that.
I think that's absolutely something that helps. That and the vibrating anal beads that I wear.
That helps.
Yeah. That helps me cheat.
Yeah. If you go to masteringruneterra.com/merch, you can get some Mastering Runeterra branded anal beads that will also help you cheat.
Someone didn't get that joke and they're very confused.
Dude, I heard it on the radio today that like someone just like stated it sort of like as fact. And I was like, fuck man, that's what happens. That's what happens when jokes circulate the internet. And rumors get started. Someone just takes it. It's like, here's it. It's like, I guess that's what happened.
This is just actually what happened. So yeah, that was as far as my run went though. I played against my top 8 opponent, who I did play in Swiss, I believe, in open rounds, and beat. But this time it wasn't really in the cards.
Is it Wise Guy?
It was Wise Guy, yeah, who I think made it to the finals.
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way. You played really well. And yeah, it just like wasn't in the cards. I took a game, I think, but then like from the start of like, I think it was game 3, people were like, oh, how are we doing? And I'm like, we're losing. Like turn 2 on, I was like, we're not going to win this one. It's just the cards didn't line up. You know how Ionia decks can be. They're just a little awkward.
Karma especially. Karma P and Z decks, especially.
Mm-hmm.
You get your cards, you're like, none of these are what I want against my opponent. These are not doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And we should also shout out Floppy Mudkip for fucking finally taking down a seasonal. I don't know. You probably can't hear me clapping. We talked like an episode or 2 ago when I was like, who's the top of your list? Who do you got? And Floppy has always been, top 3 for me. I've always thought that he was very, very good, has like extremely good technical play, puts in the time, is good at kind of brewing things up. And so, yeah, super happy for him to finally take it down. It was awesome.
Yep. It was like one of those players, there's always like players who are super, super good and don't have like a big win. It's Floppy.
Yeah. Ooh, I got some good transition for us. So, Paulo Vitor Damarosa is considered maybe the best Magic player of all time, is like constantly in the discussion, top 2, top 3. Hadn't ever won a world championship. Had won hadn't won everything else. Had never won a world championship.
Tour, right?
Oh yeah. Maybe even multiples.
Yeah. It's like a couple times, I think.
Yeah, shit tons of top 8s, lots of Grand Prix, everything under the sun. Hadn't won a Worlds.
This is your segue into Worlds.
This is my segue into Worlds. This was like pre-COVID, the one before COVID. He lives in Brazil, he's Brazilian. Flew to Czech Republic to go practice with the Czech team that's like known to be extremely good.
Yeah.
Insane. Left his wife at the time, and she was, I think, graduating from college or university. I want to say missed her graduation because like this is how important it was to him. And sure enough, went to, I want to say it was Hawaii. I can't remember where Worlds was. Ended up taking it down. Ended up winning Worlds. And it was a fucking huge deal, right? Like this was like he was due, right? Like he was like this was his time. Like he'd won everything else. He was, of the top 3 players ever, he was basically the only one that's still competing, still winning shit. Hadn't won Worlds, wanted it so bad. It was like a Cinderella story. They talked about it on coverage and shit when he was, as the tournament was going on. He ends up winning. And then fast forward to like, I think last year, he writes up this post about how like the way that they put, so like Majiin and I've talked about how Magic fucked up their, organized play a bunch. That's the reason we were here. You're welcome. You can thank Wizards. So apparently the way that they organized it though, so there's like the pros and then like the semi-pros and then like the amateurs. And going into Worlds, you had like seasonal points, and there was more slots given to the lower stages than the higher stages. And so there were people that were noobs or in the middle stage that played in the exact same tournaments he did, and what's what I'm looking for, did better than them throughout all of these tournaments and had more points than them and had finished higher than them, but they had qualified for Worlds and he had not. So he was essentially punished for doing really well the season before and being considered a pro. Whereas if he had fallen out of pro status, he would have then qualified for Worlds. He was also, I believe, the reigning world champion and didn't get, and so now he just like,
speaking of,
is not invited. And then, so as a segue, Alan, who was the world champion last year, is not qualified for Worlds this year. And personally, I think it's kind of fucked up. I think the world champion should just auto qualify for the next championship. In card games, like, I don't know. That's letting that not happen. It just feels bad. It's just like,
it does feel bad, yeah.
Like imagine you win. Imagine Majiin wins year 2, but everyone's who like they beat Alan though. Alan wasn't there.
Alan wasn't there, yeah.
Shit like that happens in fighting all the time. In boxing and MMA. Something happens.
X-champ, Y-champ.
Yeah. You did beat the champ. They retired or they like got popped for steroids or something, or they got injured. You didn't beat them. So like, are you really the champ yet? And it's like, nobody wants that. The fans don't want that. The person winning doesn't want that, right? What do you would much rather, like, I mean, if you could beat Alan in the finals, that would be like the ultimate, like,
he's so sick
flex, right? But to win and then be like, oh, you didn't even get to play, it's like pretty shit. It's one person. Talk about one person, one slot. With LOR, okay, maybe you could make a case for it because there's only 6. I don't love the way that they do it. Like, okay, 64 of us qualify from each shard, but like you don't get anything until it gets down to 16 players only, and that's where the money is. I understand you can't just like jam the world champion in there, though. Frankly, you probably could have, because now we have 3 shards, so you could do 5 people from each shard and the world champion, so it would have worked out nice and clean. Instead, us Americans, America's shard just gets like 1 extra slot because we do.
We have a million goddamn players.
So stupid. And by stupid, I mean we'll take it because we're the largest shard probably. Yes. But that sucks.
And as proven in the money match, better than EU.
That's right.
That does suck. I agree with you.
What's that?
I said I agree with you. I think like the world champ should be qualified. I think like with the way it's set up, like, if you're the previous world champ, like, you absolutely should be able to qualify. Like, Alan could qualify. I don't think he spent the time needed, right? Like, he's proven he could like rank 1 over and over again.
Yeah, right? He's playing a lot of what was that game?
Lost Ark or something. And I don't blame him. Like, he doesn't have to play like LOR, right? It's just like there's a lot less like RNG in qualifying for Worlds than I think like people thought, especially among top players. Like, I'm not even known as like a ladder player. But I decided
get this in, huh?
I'm gonna shove this in everyone's face for like 6 months. Yeah, absolutely.
Do it. Do it. Get it.
I picked 2 seasons at the beginning of the season to hit super high ranking, and I finished as the number one ranked ladder points finisher for Worlds qualification. Like, it's not, I'm not going to say it's not that hard, because that's not true. But like, top players like could do
for someone
this.
Like Alan, it's not that hard.
Alan can do this. Yeah. Like, him not qualifying for Worlds is maybe not a conscious decision, but like, I don't think he put in the time. Have been. It had, like, he must have looked at ranked and been like, nah, because the only like real RNG there is like seasonals. Alan's a DGen gamer. That guy streams for like 12 hours at a time. Like, he absolutely could have put in the time to make ranked ladder a sure thing. And he didn't get there on seasonal points. And he didn't qualify, and that sucks. I would have loved to have him back.
Yeah, there were some real shit seasons like earlier in the year. The things were just like real kind of crappy. There was the Kaiser season. That fucking sucked. No one wanted to play that. I'm trying to remember back. Things in the beginning of this year were bleak. I'm grateful for even having coverage of seasonals and awesome patches and stuff. Anyways, I don't know. That's our rant about Worlds. I'm looking forward to Worlds quite a bit. Real interested to see what happens this season because there is no seasonals. So playing on ladder does not matter. I hated it at first because I want seasonals to play in. I'm lucky I have Worlds to play in. If I didn't, I would be like outside Riot headquarters right now, fucking, I don't know, a blowhorn. I don't know. I don't go with this. I would be livid. I'd be pissed. I would not be happy at all. So if anyone feels that way, I fucking feel you. Because I'm a competitive player. I just give me the tournaments to play in. That's why I'll play your game. Let me play your game. I'll give you money. I'll give you blood. You want DNA? You want my fucking dog? What do you want? Let me play your goddamn game. And so, that was my feeling going into it. I do hate ladder though, and I feel like this is gonna make ladder kind of awesome. Because now you can just play whatever. It just doesn't matter. And I think just a whole bunch of people are gonna play a whole bunch of stuff, and a whole bunch of people are gonna be making masters. And the meta is gonna be super wide open. And maybe there'll be a nice change of pace. It's definitely a lot better than fucking Kai'Sa meta. Whoever let that go and didn't hotfix it, seriously, like, fire that person. Just kidding. But seriously, look in the mirror and like ask yourself what you're doing with your life. People that live in Twisted Fate houses shouldn't throw rocks or something like. I forget how it goes. I shouldn't say that to anyone, frankly. Because here I am making content for this game that I really hope next year crushes like we think it will, with like rotation being awesome and a new limited format. That'd be so awesome.
I'd love to see the limited format. Yeah,
I want it so bad. I'm gonna flex on you fuckers so hard. I mean, I want it so bad. I can't wait. I love limited. I love it. Absolutely. New cards. Let's go. New meta, new cards.
We don't. I'm like really losing my voice, so this part has to be pretty small. But,
okay.
We are recording this Thursday.
Night.
So the set has been out for 1.5 days. So we don't quite have like a full grasp on what's going on. But I would say so far, Varus has not done anything at all. Not incredibly surprising. Seraphine is bonkers. Yeah. Even though the stats don't show it yet. The stats have her as a losing champion, but she's fucking nuts.
I thought you had to cast 6 2 CC.
6 new 2 costs.
It's just 6 new spells at all, which is not a joke. Bad. So
copying spells is busted. So Seraphine's insane. Vayne is very good as well. You're going to see Vayne have a much higher win rate than everything else in the beginning of the season because hyperlinear decks always do. And Vayne lends herself really well to hyperlinear decks like Vayne Rumble, Vayne Gwen, Vayne anything else. But Vayne Kai'Sa, that's what I was looking for. But I think as time goes on, you're going to see Vayne fall off a little bit. And you're going to see Seraphine become like the de facto best champ in the set, absolutely. I also think Akshan's the best champ in the game now that Nami got nerfed, and it's like by too large of a margin to ignore now with all the equipment.
Yeah, I'm really curious how big this patch for Worlds is going to be, because I imagine there's a lot of stuff that needs to get hit. Seraphine is absolutely fucking bonkers good. Even if she was a 2-mana 1/4 that created a random new 2-cost spell in hand, like that's not bad. There's definitely decks out there that would want that.
That's a solid follower,
right? Yeah, and then she like goes from there to being fucking Karma for 2 mana. Okay, one of the big questions I want to ask you is how the fuck does Back Alley Bar work? Is this card just? Is it just like
it's so good.
Bugged to shit?
No.
Is it just crazy bugged?
No.
So why does it discount cards sometimes but not other times?
New cards.
What is a new card?
If you've played a card, if you've played a Mystic Shot during the game, Mystic Shot is no longer new.
Oh.
It's the same as Seraphine. Yeah. She only copies new spells.
Oh, yeah. I knew that about Seraphine. I don't know why I didn't pick up on that for
It threw me
that
off
early
too.
bar.
Yeah, I was like, is it like created cards? So like cards I drew this turn. Yeah.
I was so confused by that because like shit would like and then would change sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah, and you're
what is
like,
going on? I assumed it was bugged. I just because I'm dumb.
fair.
Okay, well that makes
It
a lot
looks
more
bugged
fucking sense.
because numbers are just changing all the time, and yeah.
Yeah. Um. Okay, well that's very helpful. I haven't played any Vayne decks yet. How good is Vayne? I mean, like on paper, I
Good.
thought Vayne was busted.
She's very good. She gives you a fucking cataclysm every turn.
Yeah,
It's so good.
and she's like a
Um,
3-mana 3/4
she's
to
a
start,
3/4. Yeah, she's strong.
and then
You'll
gives
see her
you
quite
like.
a bit.
Wait, is it Cataclysm?
No,
No,
it's a free attack.
it's a free attack,
Uh,
which is still
but
absurd. You get to equip something.
it's a free attack, and you can equip something. Yeah, that part's it's okay. My voice is gone.
We've lost him.
Um,
Um,
the equipping is good. The new Darken equipment's cool. I like the Demacia one. Tough challenger spells cost 2 or more. Well, I don't like it. I fucking hate this card, but it's good. Is what I'm trying to say.
yeah. Is there anything else that's popped out to you that's like particularly strong from the new set?
Probably, but I can't think of it right now. I'm gonna go ahead. No, not yet.
There's lots of little stuff, right? Like High Note,
Lots of little things.
seeing
Like
a lot of
what?
play. High Note is the deal 2 to a unit. If you've played 6
Oh,
plus other new spells, deal 1 to
yeah.
something else.
I think that card's slightly overrated. I think you're mostly playing it as like Mystic Shot 3 because you usually want to split because of Seraphine's level up.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
it's just like a bad Mystic Shot.
Does work every now and then. Picks off 2
Yeah.
things here and
Yeah,
there.
no, it absolutely can. Yeah, I cast it more as Seraphine's champ spell than anything else. But like
Yeah.
the kitty time trick package with the Hexite crystal is like absolutely shot up. It's so good with Seraphine.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean Hexagon Crystal already good when you get the copy, it's kind of absurd. What about the spell that doubles damage from a blocker, which you do not cast on your own unit? Cast
Jason
on their
learned
unit.
right before the podcast.
Well, right before recording this, I was playing the Overwhelm thing with that card for the first time, and I was like, I want my thing to deal double damage.
Targeted your own Ruin Runner. No.
Don't make the same mistake as me.
It's funny. It's kind of cheesy. Like you could do really funny things with them. Seraphine, Auction, and Absolver. Because you pop the Horde and you make it all free. You Absolver and it copies, and then you Absolver and you Absolver. And then you double it up. So I was dealing like 80 damage to people.
I saw one of your games where you still have absurd amount of damage.
Yeah. It's not, I don't think it's super good. It's pretty niche. And
okay, what about... Okay, check this out. Fan Club President, I think, needs to be nerfed.
That card's so good.
Right?
That's true. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, sorry. There's tons of stuff that's really good. That, the new drum solo card, that card's insane.
For anyone, real quick, if anyone doesn't know, Fan Club President is the 4-mana 2/2 play manifest a spell that costs 5, instead it's costed 2, which is fucking bonkers.
Nuts.
But like,
triggers for Seraphine too, for a level up condition and copies it. Yeah.
Biggest fan, baby. Needs to be like a 1/1 or something, or like a 1/2. Like,
no, let me have cool cards.
dude, well, you're gonna have it for a month for sure.
I don't think they're gonna nerf it.
Really?
I think it's like really good, but it's like
this set feels pushed to me, right? Like this is some power creep. Fucking like
there's Varys.
Yeah. Everything, like everyone knows that like free mana is broken.
Busted.
Right? Anytime you can do something for free, like literally 0 mana burst, deal 1 damage to the Nexus is a playable fucking card. Like, you know how like horribly like terrible card advantage that is? Does fucking nothing basically. Still sees play because it's free and it's burst and like it finds a home. So like anytime something's free, it tends to be good. Let alone when it's like -2 or 3 mana. Like that's an insane amount. Insane. Tempo has been very popular lately. People like to talk about tempo. Well, you know what's tempo? When you get to play your 5 drops for 2 mana. and repeatedly. That's fucking absurd.
That does sound like tempo, yeah.
And that's what we'd be seeing. What else is there? Drum solo pretty hot. Again, like, it's 5 mana, but if you're discounting 2 cards by 2 mana, that's like 4 mana off those cards. You've basically paid 1 to draw 2 now. Absurd. Yeah, so like I feel like this shit's getting out of control. Like in like a week, people are gonna be
There's
tired
some dumb
of this shit
going on. Yeah,
People are gonna be
some powerful things.
Once like the Seraphine deck or decks get like finalized, and they're just every game's like I drew like 20 cards and like fucking doubled everything and combo killed you while you had like a 4-drop on the field or something, is like people are gonna get sick of that. I think. Like, I'm here for it. Don't get me wrong. I will copy spells until I fucking die. Like, unfortunately, Majiin is going to right now, so we should wrap this up soon.
I feel like dying.
Poor guy. Okay. Well, anything else? Any closing words? Any closing thoughts? Anything that's like popped up? Any like new decks that you're like, I think this is cool. I might play this soon. I think it might be good.
I was enjoying Seraphine Aphelios, even though I said I didn't think it would work. I don't think it's like super duper good. I think there's a really good list out there, but I don't think we found it yet.
It goes off so fucking hard.
What's up?
It goes off so hard.
It goes off so hard. I do think Seraphine Victor with like back alley bar is like currently the best. So we'll see how that evolves.
Yeah. Okay, buddy. We'll let you go. We'll see you guys again next week. We'll have like a little bit more of a detailed breakdown of the meta and what's going on. Let us know in the comments. This is an interesting season. I want to know like what you guys think about there not being a seasonals this season. What do you think about Alan not getting invited to Worlds? What do you think about all these new busted cards? What do you guys want to see next year? What do you want them to change to organize play? And are you excited for rotation and having new formats or the new limited format? Let us know. I'm honestly really interested. And I also wonder how many people make it 42 minutes into these podcasts. All right. That's it. We're out of here. We'll see you guys again next week. Peace.